This is John Rawling with Golden Goals, here taking a look at some of the great moments in recent years of Tottenham Hotspur's illustrious history. You'll see once again some of the finest goals scored by the men in Tottenham shirts and how they helped take Spurs to FA Cup glory and league successes. This is just one of an official FA series featuring all 22 of the Carling Premiership clubs, and we'll be bringing you the golden goals scored by each club in the Football League and the FA Cup over the last decade. With Keith Birkinshaw as manager and Steve Perryman the captain, Tottenham were a club with an outstanding cup record. Ricky Villa had helped Argentina take the 1978 World Cup. Birkinshaw recognised his talent and stuck him in a Spurs shirt. Alongside Villa, the charismatic Ozzy Ardiles, also from the Argentine, Ardiles was to make White Hart Lane his footballing home. Keith Birkinshaw's reign at Tottenham was one of the most successful. Garth Crooks had tried playing at Manchester United, but he found real success with Spurs. And then there was Glenn Hoddle. Steve Archibald was Tottenham's leading scorer before joining Barcelona for a club record fee of over £1 million. Mark Falco it was who took Archibald's place as the club's leading scorer, making the number 8 shirt his own. Clive Allen had come from Queen's Park Rangers, in his time the most valuable British footballer. Gary Mabbutt, perhaps Tottenham's strongest player of the decade, ever present throughout the 80s. Ray Clements was one of the goalkeeping greats, years of uninterrupted service at White Hart Lane. Terry Venables, revered by many, one of the masterminds of Tottenham success. Chris Waddle came south from Newcastle for over £500,000. Spurs had been prepared to pay more. And Paul Gascoigne, the Geordie wonder boy, made good down south, the streets there paved with goals. The golden boy of British football, Gary Lineker. He joined Spurs from Barcelona, scored nearly 80 goals for them in just over 2 years. You couldn't stop them. The boys from Tottenham, the boys from White Hart Lane. And our story of Tottenham's golden goals begins with their FA Cup campaign of 1981 against Coventry.
Archibald intercepted again by Gillespie, and now Ardiles has got a great chance, and he scored. A terrible mistake by Dyson. Oh, a dreadful error by Coventry. And Ozzy Ardiles, with Dyson hanging his head, took advantage. 37 goals between them before today, and they really enjoy playing with each other. Ardiles cross. Roberts. Hoddle's flick. Lacey. Archibald! Archibald scores his 22nd of the season. Made for him by John Lacey. With 33 minutes gone, Spurs go 2 up. Archibald, it's a bit tight in there. Here's Perryman. Hoddle to his right. Houghton is well forward. It's Chris Houghton. It's there. Ardiles. Hoddle in the centre forward position here. The others are to his left at the moment, apart from Perryman. Here comes Crooks. There's Crooks! It's there! Garth Crooks for Spurs. Hesitation in the defence. George Berry didn't seem to know whether to go for the ball or not, and Crooks scores. There's Glenn Hoddle. Oh, Crooks is going through here. Oh, he's outpaced them. Crooks is there. Oh, yes! Number 2 for Crooks. Number 2 for Tottenham. And a magnificent ball by Glenn Hoddle. Here's Villa. Villa shot! Oh! 3-0 Villa produces another marvellous moment for Spurs.
The 1981 FA Cup final against John Bond's Manchester City is remembered as one of the greatest finals. And here was the proof that Birkenshaw's open and attractive style of football produced results. And that to the delight of the Spurs faithful.
So still Spurs with Ardiles. Brilliant. It hits Archibald, has got a chance. Good save, Ricky Villa! Ricky Villa scored! And it was made by his fellow Argentine, Ozzy Ardiles. Hoddle. Oh, the chance here for Archibald. Crooks! Spurs have got two to his right, and Galvin wants to go on his own. Villa. And still Ricky Villa! What a fantastic run! He scored! Amazing goal by Ricky Villa! Archibald. And that's it! Spurs have won the cup, and Ricky Villa, Keith Birkinshaw off the bench. The big Argentine got two, Crooks got the other. Spurs 6 FA Cup wins in 6 finals in the year of the cockerel.
And so it was that Steve Perryman raised the cup, and no Spurs fan would ever forget the moment. The Argentinian duo had proved beyond any doubt their footballing brilliance in helping bring home the silver to White Hart Lane. And 81-82 wasn't to be any different to that.
Ardiles to Hazard to Hoddle. Good save by... Oh, and Archibald! Archibald's got his first goal since he came back. It was a gift, really, but he was on hand. And unlucky Steve Francis, the 17-year-old keeper. Between these great London rivals, Spurs of the First Division and Chelsea of the Second. Houghton for Tottenham. Archibald. Little flick for Hazard. Hoddle moving up on the right. Hoddle shot. Oh! What a goal! A beautiful move by Tottenham, and Glenn Hoddle fires in their second to turn this cup tie on its head. Look at the length on that. Hoddle. He shook off Villery there. And he made room for Hazard. And they just can't stop Glenn Hoddle. Hazard the scorer, his second important goal in a matter of days. Oh, good tackle by Hoddle on Waddock. Roberts. Hoddle. Hoddle! It's there! It's there! He won it with the tackle and he scored the goal! Glenn Hoddle, the pride of Tottenham, has sent the fans delirious again.
So 12 months later, Perryman once again climbed the 39 steps up to the royal box. It was the 7th time in the club's history that Spurs had won the FA Cup, and in 81-82 they finished 4th in the league with a record 71 points. Spurs were 4th as well in 82-83. In 83-84, Spurs were in the UEFA Cup. Glenn Hoddle had re-signed in July, and excluding penalties, his first goal for Spurs that season came against Watford.
Galvin. Brook. Huddle with a beautiful piece of skill. What a magnificent goal by Glenn Huddle. He deserves those celebrations. Now Galvin. There's Archibald lining up a shot. What a way to mark your comeback. Steve Archibald will think he's proved the point, and the Tottenham fans will agree with him. Brazil now. So much improved in this second half, Spurs. Here's Archibald. Through for Houghton. A good turn. And that's 3-1. And Archibald played an important part in it, but what a lovely goal by Chris Houghton, his first of the season.
Houghton. Roberts. Brook is away on the right of him. Busy little stride. Gets a good cross in to Stevens! 1-1. Falco in there. Roberts is up from the back. Here comes Stevens up from the back as well. It'll be Gary Brook taking it for Tottenham with just 5 minutes left now, and the score 1-1. Falco! Well, whether Archibald got the final touch. Well, it was Falco's header, and they will argue amongst themselves as to who claims it. But Spurs are into the lead in a dramatic last few minutes here. There's Falco's header, and Archibald, in fact, on that slow motion, seems to be the one who actually put it over the line here.
Stevens coming forward. Here's Hoddle. And now Dick. And Hoddle. O'Reilly's forward again with a header. Brazil's in there.
Oh, that's a fine goal, Alan Brazil. After 54 minutes. A superb individual effort. But has he come on too late, I wonder, to influence the way this game is going? We shall see. O'Reilly looks for Falco. Ardiles touch, and Falco's in, and it's a goal! Well, talk about instant action from the man who's just come on. Falco the scorer, but Ardiles makes a goal with his first touch in league football since last February.
Roberts. Not a bad ball to Falco. Superb goal. What a brilliant equaliser there by Tottenham. Still got possession. Roberts playing it in. Mabbutt's trying to get in there. It's an awkward bouncing ball, and it nearly confused Danderson. Houghton playing it for Ardiles. Last desperate seconds. Houghton! They've equalised! Right at the end. And now Crooks. Maybe it's a quick reply from Tottenham. Archibald! What an amazing couple of minutes. Perriman. And O'Leary's header away, only as far as Archibald. My word, he's done it again. Instant reply, and it's 3-2.
After winning the UEFA Cup on penalties against Anderlecht, Birkinshaw was bound for Bahrain as their national coach, and his assistant, Peter Shreeves, took over as manager. Steve Archibald had left Spurs for a club record of $1,150,000, and Clive Allen joined from QPR for season 84-85.
Miller looking, Robert Scott, and on by Crooks. The breakthrough has come, and it's well deserved.
Galvin. Fast speed 3. Falco!
The ball boy celebrates as well.
question of time for the odd stoppage now. Nothing like as many as there were in the first half. And here's Tedozi coming in from the position where he was when the whole game was changed. And there's Falco. He gets his second.
Merriman with the free kick. What's was the target? Falco! It was Roberts who climbed at the far post, and Falco who finished it off. Rostron away. Very lively opening first 5 minutes of the second half. Perriman. It's Galvin going in. And Crooks! Must be, it is! 2-0, and Garth Crooks has scored Tottenham's second goal. A beam from Crooks.
Turned on by Falco, it's Crooks. Good save by Hooker, Crooks again. It's there, is it? Yes! 1-0 to Tottenham, and Crooks has scored for the second consecutive game. The odds have drifted away from them here, but this is Roberts. It's a decent cross, and Falco is there, and it's 2-2. Falco, just like Bannister, is having a season in front of goal where he can do nothing wrong.
Falco, Crooks, and now Falco, but Kennedy was just there in time, but it comes for Hoddle, and now for, a great save, and Crooks! Spurs go into the lead, and Garth Crooks is the scorer.
Corner for Spurs, which they take quickly. To Bowen, and perhaps Roberts can strike one here, and Ardiles can, and Ardiles has put Tottenham in front with less than 2 minutes of the first half remaining.
Club's leading scorer with 20 goals, but all was not well at White Hart Lane. They were 10th in Division 1, and Peter Shreves and his assistant John Pratt was sacked. 3 days later, David Pleat took over, and on the first day of the season, Clive Allen scored a hat-trick.
Now Hoddle. That's fine. Well, Clive Allen's in. And he's beaten him this time. Now, will it be Waddle or Hoddle? It's Waddle. He's taking a goal! It's that man again, Clive Allen. And there really is no holding him. Well, he might smile in delight.
Mabbott! That is a terrific goal, and this player, he's all-purpose.
Who'll pick Mabbott up this time, John?
Waddle.
Oh, and Allen went in, it's a goal.
In January 1987, the players lined up to commemorate the 100th North London derby against Arsenal. Spurs lost it by 2-1.
The rain comes sheeting down still. Allen to Hoddle. Now Ozzy Ardiles is in the middle and marks, and Mitchell Thomas comes in, and Spurs have scored!
David Pleat strengthened the Spurs midfield by signing Steve Hodge from Aston Villa, a fee of £650,000.
Plenty of noise at the moment from the Villa supporters. Away to our left. But Villa have got some defending to do now. This is Hodge. Got Klassen up in support, and Clive Allen. And it's there! Steve Hodge against his old club, and what pleasure that will give him. Hoddle with the corner, and the header is in from Hodge. 20 minutes to go. Hoddle. Allen had started his sprint down the middle. Klassen onside, and it's 3.
Ardiles to Waddle. Dummied there, and a shot. Oh, a mistake by Grobbelaar! And Waddle has put Spurs into the lead.
In March, Ray Clemence equalled Pat Jennings' Football League record for appearances, 1,098 in all, and Jennings himself makes this special presentation. Clemence broke that record with appearance 1,099 against Charlton.
Ardiles. Here's Hodge, looking to turn, and Allen there!
Relaxed they may be, Tottenham, but there's a purpose about them as well, and there's Hoddle's ball towards Clive Allen. Well, that was hit straight at Hodge. And a good cross by him, and Waddle coming in at the far side! 1-0. Finding Dean Saunders. Stopped by Mallett. Ardiles to Hoddle, a little flick by him. Paul Allen on his way to his cousin Clive now. Turning on one way, turning the other. Gets it across for Paul Allen. That's two. Bringing Dave Langan into the game. There's his cross coming in, but Goff again there. Maybe Spurs now. It's 4 against 3 now for Tottenham, and Hoddle's going through on his own. Oh, it's in, a superb goal by Hoddle. He salutes the crowd, he gets applause from his manager on the bench and from the Tottenham fans as well. A moment of true mastery. Hoddle with the kick. Goff is in there, Houchin was marking him. Clive Allen's play on, said the referee. Allen seemed to use his back. He's come out again to Chris Waddle. It's his... Allen! Clive Allen! Would you believe it?
Great goal, but Coventry were the winners on that occasion. 86-87 was a season that might have been. Despite Clive Allen scoring an incredible 49 goals, Spurs finished third in the league. Glenn Hoddle fulfilled his intention to play in Europe in June. He joined Monaco for £750,000. 87-88, with the season in its infancy, David Pleat is forced to resign after allegations about his private life, and a manager in waiting steps into his shoes. El Tel took up the post in November 1987.
And it's in there for Klassen. Well, the header came from Moran, and it was Klassen who helped it over the line. Here he comes again, that inimitable floating run of his, and then a ball, and look how wide open Derby might be caught here by the pace of Moran. It's a great chance here now for Clive Allen, and Derby are behind after having so much of the game. Clive Allen, after a tremendous break by Moran, and a lovely ball played to him by Ozzy Ardiles.
They've certainly shown character to admire in the second half. Fairclough! 2-1.
Ardiles, Clemence and Allen had all moved on. And in the bright new era, the ground was radically improved, and a new hero had moved to Spurs from Newcastle United. A midfielder destined for greatness, signed for £2 million, the one and only Paul Gascoigne.
And Waddle at last will get to take the corner. Walsh coming off his man beautifully, Waddle turning it in again, and Fenwick is there, and Spurs are level.
Thomas caught in possession by Paul Allen. Here's Waddle. He's walloped it past Lukic, and Tottenham are level at 1-1. Fairclough looking for movement ahead of him, and Waddle dropped off to find some space. For Gascoigne, and he's lost the boot. Paul Gascoigne with brilliant improvisation. That will answer a few critics. big crowd here, very disappointed with what they've seen so far. Middlesbrough really adjusting to life in the First Division, but Howells got the better of the goalkeeper. That was a very brave header indeed from the Tottenham substitute.
Thomas, compromising bit of defence, and a splendid ball now through to Chris Waddle. And a marvellous goal for Tottenham. One end of the field to the other. And Chris Waddle rams it home. Oh, a lovely little touch by Howells to Samways, and now to Paul Walsh. And Spurs are level.
Touch from Moran, now Waddle. Moran had to check back to stay onside. And Waddle whips it in, and it's Paul Stewart. 6 minutes into his 8th appearance for Tottenham. Moran. Tottenham roaring forward now. Still Moran. Samways!
Peter Eustace, the new Sheffield Wednesday manager. Excellent coach who's no doubt learned an awful lot under Howard Wilkinson the 5.5 years he was here with him. But now Stewart on the break again for Tottenham. Could make it safe for them. Paul Stewart! 2-0!
Gascoigne. Oh, and Seaman never moved. That's changed somewhat. Ardiles trying to work the ball to safety, and now he's given it away. Samways. Waddle!
Paul Allen, Millwall back in numbers. Here's Waddle. He might try one from there. He does! Oh, that's a superb goal by Chris Waddle.
Against West Ham, it was Mitchell Thomas who scored this superb one-man goal, despite the best efforts of Liam Brady, and Spurs went on to win 2-0.
Wilson. Walsh waiting in the middle. Waddle's in there!
Naeem's got some space. Here he is. Oh, that's a glorious ball, and Gascoigne's onside. Must score, surely. Yes. Quality finishing from Paul Gascoigne. Gascoigne. Here's Waddle. Prepared to take Butterworth on. He's got the legs to beat him as well. Oh, and he squeezed one in at the near post. Chris Waddle.
Betraying their natural instincts, even on the soggiest pitch of the season. And Waddle stole a yard on Statham and scored in superb fashion. Waddle, they just don't know how to stop him. Still Waddle, how does he do it? Well, it was Osman who stretched a leg over which Waddle finally fell. Well, it's Naeem placing the ball and taking the free kick quickly and perfectly. His first goal for Spurs. A superb free kick.
Walsh, lovely turn. And Waddle's on his way. Twisting and turning. He's in! Oh, I say, Chris Waddle. Waddle again. Oh, he's unstoppable. 2-0 Tottenham.
Going to be Gascoigne. Oh, and he's beaten Shilton, who seemed to have it covered, but it got past him, and Shilton is furious. Gascoigne is delirious.
Naeem. And here's Chris Waddle. Oh, and that's a lovely goal by Chris Waddle. 1-1.
Broken up by Fenwick. Gascoigne. He's got players right and left. Gascoigne doesn't need them. Can he finish it now? He can! A fantastic goal by Paul Gascoigne. And Chris Waddle gives it the stamp of approval. Waddle. West Ham still defending stoutly, but they've lost Naeem here.
Terry Fenwick for Tottenham. Walsh. Twisting first one way and the other, and Waddle's in. Another one for Tottenham's leading scorer.
Tottenham do look much more secure playing this way. The sweeper was an inventive thought by an inventive manager here, Terry Venables, but the players somehow never felt fully in tune with it. Walsh looks to chip Southall. A brilliant goal. Stewart, Walsh, the two first-half scorers combining well to give Stewart his second.
Waddle was the top scorer of 88-89, Spurs finished 6th, and Gary Lineker, after much courting by Venables, eventually joined Spurs from Barcelona, but Waddle went to Marseille for a record £4.5 million.
Gascoigne with the free kick, curled in there! A fine goal by Paul Stewart!
Is behind him, and perhaps not confident enough of taking over, but Fenwick got it to Gascoigne and Tottenham are level. Gascoigne again. Walsh. Well, that's what Tottenham need, someone to try the difficult thing and hope it might come off, and it has for Gascoigne. But really, Walsh takes a great deal of the credit.
Gascoigne's kick. Whipped in by Van den Houw. Lineker is off the mark. That's his first goal for Spurs. He's found Stewart. That's a nice turn. Lineker left and Gascoigne arriving to Stewart's right. Here is Gascoigne and Lineker. 1-0. Lineker's first goal in front of the White Hart Lane faithful. Mabbott. Nicely taken. The Rangers with problems here. They've let Lineker turn. 2-0. Sedgley. Oh, Naeem's in and Lineker's unmarked. A hat-trick perhaps? Yes! Gary Lineker. Here's Thomas, the substitute. Oh, good goal! Mitchell Thomas gets Spurs back on terms. Still Gascoigne. Still Paul Gascoigne. Oh, this is a good run. And Lineker has scored another. A hat-trick in his last league game. And another one here. But it owed a lot in its creation to a marvellous run from Paul Gascoigne. Typical Lineker. Thomas. Lineker. Thomas again. Oh, this is nice stuff from Tottenham. And Gascoigne setting his sights here. Oh, it's a marvellous goal. Samways. It's in there! Stopped in his tracks. Mitchell Thomas for Spurs. Southampton trying to hold the line up, but Gascoigne is onside and skips home the opener. A lovely goal from Paul Gascoigne. And now Gascoigne. Phelan motoring, trying to get back at him. Here's Gary Lineker, running at Inks. Oh, it's a marvellous strike! World-class finishing from Gary Lineker. Gary Lineker again busying himself along the edge of Millwall's box. There he is. Here's Stewart. And Samways had a look, might float one. Oh, that is brilliant. A delightful goal from Vinnie Samways.
Walsh for Spurs. Good ball for Lineker. It's got to be 3. Gary Lineker kills Norwich off, surely, in the 2nd minute of the second half.
Naeem's corner, taken short. Here he is again. And Lineker! Given far too much room. Feels for handball there, but play waved on. And here comes Colston. Lineker, Naeem. Colston's gone on through the middle. If they can find him, they have. There's a chance here, and he scored. What a run by John Colston. Naeem. Lineker's the target, and Charlton have stopped appealing for offside. He's on though. Oh, I say, Gary Lineker. What about that for a finish? Paul Allen marauding again down that right side. Lineker the target. Howell's got in.
Here's Gascoigne. Stewart. Paul Stewart for Tottenham. 1-0.
Gary Lineker, nicely done. Oh, very nicely done from Gary Lineker.
Gascoigne waiting for movement from Lineker away on this near side. And that's Paul Allen. And the goalkeeper couldn't keep it out. Stewart, what can he do here? Oh, well, that's what he can do. A fabulous goal. That's a fine ball by Sedgley to Stewart. It's given Manchester United something to think about here. Stewart's cross, Lineker pulling away, Gascoigne coming into the middle! That's a classic goal.
Off the pitch in season 1991, Spurs were heading for financial difficulties. But this 3-1 win against Manchester City with Lineker scoring twice was the first of 10 matches unbeaten, and certainly on the pitch, all seemed well.
Nice accomplished manner. And this is Naeem. Lineker cutting in from the left. And Naeem has found him brilliantly! Fabulous goal! And Naeem salutes almost as if he was the scorer. And Lineker went to him as well. And Gascoigne, who is loitering on the left. And he scored the goal! The player who's filled the ground, really.
After 2 goalless draws away from home, Spurs got back to their winning ways with a 3-0 victory over Derby, and what a day it was for Paul Gascoigne. Gary Lineker providing the pass, and here in the second, Naeem dummies to take the kick, but then up steps Gascoigne, a Gascoigne special. He really is master of the set piece, and just watch this for number 3. Gascoigne once again.
A bit low. Good harassing from Spurs again, and it's Stewart who plays it through. Lukic has hesitated, and Howells gets it through the goalkeeper, and Tottenham do have the lead now.
Can there be anybody better from the dead ball situation? Here again, Gascoigne just on the edge of the box, and he really couldn't have hit it any better than that. Great goal.
Takes on and beats Thomas, or does he? He doesn't. Mitchell Thomas did well. And Walsh for Spurs. On to Allen. Allen's in the clear. Yes!
Thomas with the header. That's Stewart laying it back to Walsh. And Naeem scoring his first goal of the season. There were 4 touches there, and the result was devastating.
Gascoigne. Stewart. Howells! It had to come. It had to come. But David Howells with a wonderful rescue for Tottenham. Oh, it's Howells again! What a hero! What a game he's had!
Mitchell Thomas in acres of space. Out to Paul Allen. Lineker making a run at the near post, but Paul Walsh, number 4 of the season.
It's been played back to Gascoigne. Nice touch back to him too by Lineker. Foster's there, Mabbutt's there, Gary Mabbutt! 1-0 Tottenham. Well, they look excited, but I think it's relief. Gascoigne's header, he's put Lineker in. Now can the England captain finish? Yes, he can. Emphatically so. In real Lineker style. And the England connection works for Spurs. It's Gascoigne and Lineker, and it's 2-0. Allen. Gascoigne takes over. The crowd were pleased about that. It was going nowhere, that attack. It is now. Walsh, Gascoigne. It really is going somewhere now. It's a brilliant goal, and that's what he can do. And again, Gascoigne. Steen gets a challenge in there. This is going to go right to the end, or is it? Fennick. Allen. Still Allen. Good run. He's found Gascoigne. Oh, terrific! That's the finish they wanted in more ways than one, the Spurs fans. Gascoigne has made it 4-2 and scored his second. In fact, he's had a hand in all 4. Gascoigne against Cool. Now Thomas. Gascoigne runs on. 2 to the right for Thomas as well. Allen is one of them. Here's Samways. Now it's Allen. Gascoigne. Yes! Spurs have equalised. Forward by Vanden Hauwe. Gascoigne. It's still Gascoigne. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. It's 2-1. And the drama of the FA Cup. Vinny Samways will take the corner. Paul Stewart going into the near post area. Walsh just behind him, and the 2 big players from the back wanted it deeper. Mabbutt. I say bigger I should say really. Here's one of them, Sedgley. Mabbutt. Walsh. Sedgley. Gascoigne. Goal!
Mabbutt has gone forward with Stewart to the right, Lineker and Howells to the left. Is Gascoigne going to have a crack? He is, you know. Oh! right there! Brilliant! That is schoolboy's own stuff. Mabbotts fed it well. Naeem to the left. Samways ahead. And Lineker uses him by not using him. Good try, score! And David Seaman will be very disappointed about that. It seemed to go through his fingers. Good break by Tottenham.
And so, back to Wembley for the FA Cup final against Nottingham Forest. And all the pre-match hype had been about Paul Gascoigne and, of course, Brian Clough. But Gascoigne was carried off in the 18th minute after a reckless challenge. He'd got a serious knee injury, and it was to prove to be his last game for Tottenham.
Paul Allen and Paul Stewart with a chance for Spurs. And the equaliser! Paul Stewart scores, and Spurs are back in the cup final. In goes Stewart. Oh, a chance at the far side, and it's in!
An unfortunate own goal by Des Walker in extra time gave Spurs the FA Cup for a record 8th time. Spurs 2, Forest 1, and it proved that it is lucky for Spurs when the year ends in 1. Gary Mabbott and Spurs celebrate. In the league, the club had finished in 10th place. And in the close season, a £7.25 million takeover of the club was signed, with Terry Venables and Alan Sugar taking control. Peter Shreeves had become team manager for a second time. The first game of the season was away to Southampton, and it was Gary Lineker with the old goal-scoring routine. Lineker onto Paul Allen. Allen seemingly with nowhere to go, wide on the right, but cuts into the area. And that's a fierce shot, and there's Gordon Jury volleying into the net for his first goal since a £2.2 million transfer from Chelsea. Mistake from Matthew Letizier. Stewart playing the ball through to Lineker. Goes past the challenge of Hall, round Flowers, and that's his second goal of the game.
Gemmell comes to receive it. Tries to get it back from Clough, but couldn't do so, and now Spurs, in Forest fashion, break dangerously with Naeem. And he's done well here, Naeem. Jury. Only Lineker in the box at the moment for Spurs. Jury going it alone. Oh, superb goal by Gordon Jury! Pierce. Clough beaten. Bergson. Lineker straight back to Goodney Bergson. He's in the clear here if he's calm. And he was, and a mistake by Crossley sees the ball creep over the line, and Tottenham have won it now. Peter Shreeves, Ray Clements, and the goal scorer Goodney Bergson celebrate.
Samways to Paul Allen. Samways once again. And there's Lineker. That's his 6th goal of the season. The long throw specialist is Gordon Jury. And watch for this strike by Gary Lineker. Long punt forward by Walker. And that's Pat van den Hauwe playing it through to Samways. Round the keeper, as cool as you like. That's 3, and Samways' first league goal of the season. Samways and Naeem linking up. And then Lineker. From the narrow angle. Perfect marksmanship. As Walsh has run down the left wing. Across to Scott Houghton. The first shot blocked. But there he is with the rebound, and there again, Scott Houghton's first senior goal for Spurs. That's a lovely through ball by Naeem. Through to Samways, perfectly placed, and that's Gary Lineker. This is Houghton. Oh, and where's the goalkeeper there? 30 yards out, and I don't think Alec Chamberlain in the Luton goal is going to want to see that too many times. It's Walsh who's on the mark against Notts County, but only after a seemingly endless catalogue of defensive errors. Little chip in there was from Van den Hauwe. Still the ball not cleared, and eventually there's Walsh. Walsh again the provider there, to Stewart. And Gary Mabbott, a rare goal for him, his first league goal of the season. Howells. Lovely ball onto the wing for Fenwick. And there's Walsh again. With just a little bit of help from Stewart, but Walsh it is who celebrates. Justin Edinburgh. That's Howells. And Lineker, his 16th league goal of the season. He really does have an uncanny goal-scoring knack. Samways forward. Great little layoff by Lineker. And Allen. Beautifully provided by Lineker. Superb little knock-through. 1-0 was the half-time score, but then it was Samways and Lineker. Once again, Samways the ball through, and Lineker completing the goal. Still though, more to come, and here with a free kick, it's Naeem. I don't think Gunn in the Norwich goal there was particularly happy about the placing of the wall. Against Coventry. It's Walsh, Stewart and Lineker. Lineker at the end, and the finish clinical. Next to corner. Samways, Stewart and Lineker involved in the build-up. Little overhead from Lineker, and that was Stewart. I suppose you could say that this was, well, fairly simple. Jury on the end. That after a huge clearance by Torstvedt. Against Coventry City, Van den Hauwe, Allen and Gray, and then Lineker. Naeem, the little touch off to Allen, finds Lineker in space. And there's Gordon Jury. The defence think he's offside. The linesman said, that's a goal. Stewart and Jury now linking up against Coventry City. And that's a first league victory in 11 games and a goal for Gordon Jury, number 8. Walker, the long clearance. Through to Gray, onto Jury, lays it off to Stewart. Lovely through ball to Allen, and who else? Gary Lineker, number 20 of the season. Beautiful build-up and a splendid goal. Naeem, and there's Lineker, number 21 of the season. Walker, the long clearance. Jury, Allen. Oh, didn't he strike that? Lineker and Jury. And there's Jeff Minton, unmarked. Simplicity itself. Against Everton, it was a goal for Paul Stewart, his 5th of the season. In the sunshine against Manchester United, down the line it went to Jury. The cross, the finish, the man was Lineker, and that's his 28th league goal of the season. But it was to be his last game for Spurs. He'd signed to play for the Japanese team Grampus 8 in a transfer worth £1 million. And here his old England teammate and former England captain Brian Robson sends Gary on his way in fitting style. He also had the unique distinction of never having been booked. In 3 seasons at Tottenham, Gary made 138 appearances and in all scored 80 goals. Lineker, a man who specialised in golden goals.